Hey everyone, I'm so excited to show you a little bit about Revit. Revit's a program I use every day as an architect. So to start out, you're going to look for this R. Underneath, it'll have a year. I'm using 2019. It's okay if you're using a different year. So you're going to double click on that. And it'll take a minute to open. It's got a lot to load. So I want you to open up an existing model to begin with, just so we can kind of like zoom in and out and get to know the interface. So I come over here to Sample Architecture Project. Yours might be over here. Click on that. So I want you to come up here and click on this house. This will bring up your default 3D view. Everything here is a modeled object. So here we have like a modeled tree, a modeled roof, a modeled wall, a modeled curtain wall. What's really cool about Revit is that everything in this model knows what it is and has information embedded into it. So if I want to find out something about that information, I'm going to come over here to my project browser, click here on properties at the bottom. Yours might not look like this. So let's say yours is missing. If you come up here to view and then go to user interface, you're going to turn on your project browser and you can turn on your properties. Those two things you always want open. They're super useful. Okay, so let's say I don't know what something is. Like I don't know what these little blocks are. That's a model group, so that actually doesn't tell me much. Let's say I don't know what this is. If I go to my Properties tab, it's going to tell me what it is. So it's a basic wall and it's timber clad. It'll tell me what level it starts on. It'll tell me what the top level is. If I go to Edit Type and look even closer at the structure over here, it'll even tell me what all the layers of that wall are. It's all that information is embedded in there. Let's do that for one more thing. So if I select this, oh, I can see this is an M wind power generator. So each of these things knows what it is and has some information embedded into it. If I want to build something new, I would come up here to these tabs and go to architecture. So up here are all kind of the basic building blocks it takes to make a building. For example, if I click on wall, if I click on the properties, it can give me all different kinds of walls I can make. I'm going to just do a generic interior partition. And I can go ahead and I can draw those. And we'll learn more about how to control where that is, all the dimensions of it, etc. As we go. But that's kind of where you create things. Same thing, you can create doors, you can create windows. And each thing you create will know what it is. And if you want to change those things, you can access their properties. So if I click on this door, I can come over here to properties and I can change what kind of door it is, to a double door, to a single flush door. I can even change the size. So I can duplicate this and I can make it way higher. So each of these things is editable in that way. All right, so it's great to have a 3D model, but remember that when you go to construct something, when the construction crew goes to construct something, they want to work off 2D drawings. They want to work off plans and sections and elevations. So the really cool thing about Revit is that you can create those drawings directly from this model. So to find those, I'm going to come over here to Project Browser, and I'm going to double click on Level 1. And here is my plan. So the Level 1 plan and my 3D drawing are connected. So if I type in WT to bring them up next to each other, you can see that if I highlight a wall that's in my plan, it'll also highlight over here in my 3D. Let's pick another wall. Let's say I'm going to highlight this wall right here. You'll see that the wall in 3D turns blue. I can also change things and they will update between these. So let's say I move this wall I just selected. I'm going to move it in plan. I'm going to move it 5,000 or 2,000. So when I moved that, did you notice that the floor was connected to it and also got bigger? And over here, we can see that that all stretched out. So all these items can be connected in Revit and affect each other, and all of these views update to each other. So this is my plan. If I go elsewhere in the project browser, I can find my elevations, my sections. I can also look at these little notations here, like here's a section mark. I can right click on it and hit go to view, and that'll show me the section that is there. This is a detail of this wall. I can right click on here and click go to view, and that'll show me that view. So it's really easy to make new views and to get more information about a certain thing. I can find these views either in my project browser, or I can find where they are on a specific drawing that they're referenced in. The other thing in my project browser are sheets. So all these views by themselves can get lost. Sheets are nice because they organize them. So if I go to this one that says plans and double click on it, you can see that it has both my first floor plan and my second floor plan together onto one sheet that I can print. If I go to my elevations and sections, then I have both my section and my elevation on one sheet, and they're nicely aligned. So sheets are kind of what the output of this model, what I print. You'll notice that these have a very different look than this, right? Like this kind of has some shading but is mostly white. This has lots of colors. So where that can get changed is over here. So there's a bar down here, and I can change whether this is wireframe or hidden line or shaded or consistent colors. And there's a number of other visibility settings down here that help me determine what this will look like. The last tab that we'll talk about is over here, Modify. So the Modify tab is very helpful, and you'll use it a lot. So for example, if I were to take this wall, under the Modify tab, it'll tell me all the things I can do to that wall. I can cut it, I can join it, I can paint it, I can edit its profile. So often when you select something, you'll then go to Modify in order to make some alterations to it. Okay, that's it for now. Let's get started on starting a project so you can understand how all this gets built up.